Dylan, what's up? How you doing? How's the first few days been?
Yeah, pretty good. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, appreciate you, man. So take us through first start because you looked pretty damn good, and you're also working in real life now, not just fake spring training games with a pitch clock and all that. I'm sure you've been asked about it a billion times already. Are you loving everything, or you have a few bones to pick?
Yeah, so at first I didn't really know what to think of it. For me, I kind of err on the side of I don't like when they change stuff up, but so far I actually really like this pitch clock. I feel like it keeps the defense a little more engaged because it is such quick action. And I think it's a little bit of an advantage for pitchers. So it really hasn't been too difficult to assimilate with it.
Assimilate. Todd, do you know what assimilate means?
Know what it means?
I'm asking you.
That's that Georgia high school education right
You went to
there.
Buford, right?
Milton High School.
Milton. Yeah. How about this guy? First of all, the pipes on him, and then the mustache. I saw a thing today: pre-mustache, post-mustache.
My stats.
You're
Yes,
never
I
cutting that
know.
thing off.
It's a problem. I know.
Never. Have you seen? Have you guys seen that?
I haven't seen it.
His pre-stash versus post-stash stats are like, I don't know, 10 and 15 with like a 4.5, and then post-stash is like 20 and 4.
With a sub two.
Yeah, with a sub 2. I'm like, he's never cutting with in a million strikeouts, no walks. So he's never going to cut the mustache.
Would a beard still apply though? Like, what if
No,
you just
I had a beard and it didn't work.
So it's only mustache. That superpower is only the mustache.
Yeah, and it makes sense because my dad has one. Like half my uncles have them, so it's just a genetic thing.
Wow. And then you're doing people out there that don't follow the White Sox like I do, the O slider slide thing. Can you explain the O slider, please slide today, and the whole thing behind that?
Yeah. So last year I was just taking a shower and I was listening to like this classic piano music, and I don't know, this like poem just came to my head. So I pretty much just wrote it down in like 2 minutes, and it was like mostly a joke, but it's actually a pretty solid poem. So it's kind of just turned into a thing. And then the White Sox film crew came down to my off-season house and we shot a bunch of content. And they're like, "Hey, we have an idea for the O Slider slide," and I said, "I'll try whatever." And they wanted to release it before the first game, but I was like, "It's too much. We gotta wait till I perform before we release something like that. 'Cause if we release that and I go out and don't perform, it's going to be super embarrassing." So it worked out well. Good first game, so we released it. So it's a
So
story.
you're just gonna ride the highs? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of the game, man. Like people like you when you perform, and if you don't perform, you're not liked. So it's you kind of got to be careful with how you time everything.
So now you were talking about you said your uncle and your dad both have the mustaches?
A couple of my uncles, yeah,
Couple of your Okay, so you
yeah,
guys got the strong upper lips.
yeah.
But I want to know about who's the best baseball player in your family going back, let's say, to your grandmother.
Well, my uncle played minor league ball a little bit back in the day, and my grandma was actually like the movie League of Their Own. She was actually like one of those women players back in the day. I think she was a catcher for like the Indiana Blue Devils or something like that. So they were both played to a certain extent. My twin brother and I were always the same skill level until I gained like 15 miles an hour on my fastball in one year, and then we separated a little bit. So besides me, it'd probably have to be my uncle.
I mean, why did you separate and he didn't? Was he partying too much? Is that what it was in high school?
No, not at all. I just gained a couple inches, and I just put on 10 miles an hour, like like that. So I guess genetically I got lucky.
Hey, hey, Dylan, let's talk about the bonus pool money, man. I heard you made about 2.4, man. That's pretty awesome, man. I had no clue about this, and
It's new.
It's new.
Yeah.
Yeah, timed that one up perfectly.
When did you find out about it? Did you know about it? Like, because I guess technically it was a thing starting before the season starts. Not that you really know how it's all going to go down, but like, was there a background story to it where someone calls you and they're like, "Hey, we're going to give you a nice little extra check from the new CBA"?
Yeah, so I knew there was a pool, but I didn't really know how it worked and how they were going to divvy it up. And so when I got to the end of the year, I knew there was like the sign-on bonuses and all that. So I was trying to do some basic math and like figure out, all right, what range am I going to be in? And fortunately, it way exceeded what I was expecting. So, like I said, it could not have been timed up any better. Yeah,
Did you buy anything?
yeah. Unfortunately, I did.
Buy a house? Buy a car?
Yeah. So I sold my previous townhouse and got a house, which I was planning to do either way. My biggest thing was I bought some land and I'm building a disc golf course in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. And then I invested in another disc golf course in Florida with my buddy Paul, who's like the Tiger Woods of disc golf. So I put a pretty penny into that, and then the biggest splurge other than that is I built a koi pond behind my house. That's pretty over the top.
Wait, you said your buddy is the Tiger Woods of disc golf. Like what?
Yep.
I mean, what Tiger Woods are we talking about? The really good golfer? Or are we talking about like
Oh,
later? Like
Yeah.
let's delve into this because I've heard I mean, you compete in this. Like you're building courses. Like this is
Yeah.
real.
yeah. So I'm talking about the performance side of Tiger. not
Okay,
even
okay,
the-
okay.
Yeah. So basically, he's like as good as it gets. I mean, this guy's like uber. He's famous in his own way. Like I went to Disney with him this off season, and he got recognized 9 times in 3 days. I didn't get recognized once. So like he's like low key a big deal. And he's just like a legendary disc golf player. Like he goes and walks in any course, and people are gonna come up to him and like ask for pictures and all that. So he's a very good person to team up with in this area.
So that's your thing. Disc golf?
Yeah, disc golf. It's
It's frisbee, right?
Yeah.
Frisbee golf, where you
Yeah.
like, but they're far, you like try to put it in a little basket,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
What's the farthest, I guess, hole in one?
I've got one hole in one in my career, and that was like 3 years ago. I actually think my abilities have regressed for whatever reason. I probably not play much anymore, but yeah. So I basically my brother got me into it a couple years ago, and first I was like, "This is the nerdiest thing I've ever seen. What are we watching?" And he said, "No, just come walk the course with me." So I went to Wills Park, our local course. I went and walked it, played it a couple times, then I got hooked. So I'm at the point where I just thought it'd be really cool to get some land and try to build like basically. I'm trying to build like the most elite course out there and kind of brand it like that and all that. So we'll see how it turns out.
It's going to be Cease National, like Trout National,
Yeah,
guys?
close.
Hell yeah.
Now that makes sense because you're
Yeah.
fishing.
Yeah, he's got a little more money to put into his, but we're working with what we got on mine.
Hey, the koi pond, is it only koi fish in there, or is there other things there? Because I'm the avid fisherman, as we know.
Oh yeah. We were just talking to Andrew Vaughn about it because Vaughn's like, "Yo, I love to fish."
Yeah, and I'm really not a good. I don't like fishing because it just takes up too much time. But is it only koi in there? What else is there? Is there alligators?
Why, you
I don't
trying
know
to
what
catch
the heck.
stuff?
It's only koi. There's a fake alligator in there because my dad insisted that it would keep predators away. So
Nice. I knew there'd be an alligator. Listen, I know my stuff about fishing. That's a smart move by your dad.
yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'd be down to put other stuff in there. I just don't know if it would eat the fish. And the way those fish are priced, I got to protect those things with my life.
So you're not going to let Andrew come over and try to catch a couple of the koi?
Absolutely not.
No, talking about fishing, I love to fish and catch anything. I'm like thinking, this could be a team up here, you know.
No, I'm trying to talk Andrew. There's a property like 45 minutes from here. It's got a 3-acre pond on it. It's 50 acres wooded, and I'm trying to talk Sheets and Andrew into splitting it 3 ways with me, but haven't made any progress.
Did any of you guys go in on stuff together with teammates ever? Did teammates ever come to you like, "Yo, I got this investment idea, or I got some land"?
I never trusted any of my teammates.
That's
much.
like,
That could get
"Yo,
dangerous.
Jersey, we do it different."
No.
What'd you say, Dylan?
So I think that could get dangerous real quick.
Hell yeah. Hey, disc golf question. Back to that for a moment here. I was thinking about it 'cause so many of the guys talk to us about golf. Is disc golf better than golf? Like most people clearly haven't tried it.
I guess it depends how you define better. For me, I like it. I mean, it's I never really grew up playing golf, but with disc golf, I like it because it's kind of more like naturey, more hiking based, and I think it's a little bit easier to like get decent at disc golf as opposed to you got to sit and I don't really know anything about golf and get good at golf, but I know it's not easy. So
When you play disc golf, do you play like 18 holes?
yeah, it's the same.
Is there
it's
like
the
a
same
par?
exact thing.
Is there like
Yep.
a par like 4? Par
Yeah, it's
3?
par 3, 4, 5.
So it's just
yeah.
like regular golf.
It's the same
scoring
exact
wise.
thing. Yep.
All right, I gotta try this disc golf thing.
Does it hurt your
Yeah.
elbow?
When he opens up Cease National, I got an in for you guys.
We'll get you on half off.
Does it hurt your elbow? Because when I play frisbee too long with the kids, my elbow starts banging.
No, not really. It's I don't do any forehands, which is like the biggest, I guess, elbow hurter in disc golf. So I just do backhands. So I haven't had any issues with it, but I really don't get to play very much.
Can you curve it like around?
Oh yeah.
Both ways?
Oh yeah.
So you can make it go.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It's called overstable and then understable, and then you got discs that do all kinds of different stuff. So
Oh, you have different discs too.
yeah, it's
Depending on the hole you're playing.
yeah,
Oh man, there's a lot
putters,
involved.
mid-range driver. Some like to go right, some like to go left, some are higher speed, all kinds of different stuff.
Hey, Dylan, let's talk about baseball a little bit. That first outing, my goodness, dude. I mean, the first couple innings there, everybody had no chance. Were you working on anything? I mean, that slider, curve, slurve thing that you got going on is pretty filthy, man. Is there something in the offseason that you were trying to, kind of master down? We knew you were a good pitcher, but there's always room for improvement, right?
Yeah, I appreciate that. Really, a big focus of mine was changeup, which I actually feel great with it right now. I'm kind of in the mindset with it of if my other stuff's working and it's a close game, I don't want to get beat on my fourth pitch. So I think if I get a game where I got a little bit of a lead, or it's just a little less tight, then I'll incorporate that more. But the biggest thing really is just continuing to get my other stuff in the zone and get my fastball command better. Which, yeah, I think that outing against the Astros, I mean, I felt like I could put 3 pitches wherever I wanted to. So I'm hoping, man, if I can have a couple more of those, it's gonna be a good year.
Yeah, I mean, every player should understand basically what you're saying. It's pretty awesome that you understand, listen, I know I got some good pitches, but when I need my third or fourth pitch, I got to work even that much harder. And just like in hitters too, I like to pitch the pitch out over, but I got to work on the one inside as well. So fantastic on your part, man.
Yeah, thank you.
Dylan, do you feel like you're playing a video game nowadays because you're calling your own pitches and you're pressing a controller?
Yeah, when everything's going well, and it definitely feels like that. Calling it, I'd never really done it even before that game. I'd called like 2 pitches in spring, and it just kind of worked out to where, anytime there's less stuff for them to pick up on, it's better. So I ended up just calling the whole thing, and it definitely, I think it adds a layer of like conviction, like when I chose it, it's like, all right, I'm picking this, like we're rolling with it. So it was pretty fun.
It's like Ready Player 2. Did you guys talk through that though, where you're suddenly like, all right, I'm just going to roll with this and call my own pitches for the entire game? That's crazy to me. Not in spring training, and then you just bring it out in the first game of the season when it counts.
Yeah, it's Ethan had encouraged it. We had talked about kind of the last week of spring, and it kind of just one of those things where it happened. Really, we had gone over the scouting report. I felt pretty confident in how I wanted to attack, and then I just got in that rhythm, and it was, it felt like no matter what, I was just going to execute whatever. So it was definitely a great game.
How much less panicked was Yaz that he didn't have to call the game because he's out there like, delving into the numbers, and then sometimes he's like, I totally forget what I'm going to call. How less
I don't know. I didn't. I think he enjoys it, but thankfully it worked out well.
Do you like when you're going into a start like that? Like when you're take the fans into like the mindset pre-game? Are you like, I know you have confidence, like you're a beast out there, but do you know pre-game that you're done warming up and you're like, holy crap, like I'm gonna absolutely dominate these nerds?
Well, the funny thing is, before that start, I felt like super calm, which I wasn't expecting, just because it was obviously opening day, packed stadium. They're doing all the World Series stuff. There's Meg the Stallion and Mark Wahlberg. Everyone's there. I felt super calm, and I went and I had a dynamite pregame pen, which is usually a problem. It's usually the opposite. You have a bad pen and then a good game. And in my pen, I mean, I was like dotting up everything. So it's just one of those games where even just from the pen, I was like executing whatever I wanted. So I guess I kind of went in with. I tend not to get too up or down with my mindset. You know, I don't like going in feeling like I'm just going to be able to walk through it. You know, I kind of like going in thinking I have to be sharp. I have to be on my game. So I think a little bit of that cautiousness and that a little bit of the anxious mindset actually helps me. So you know, after that pen, I was confident that I knew where I needed to start my pitches, which is kind of the biggest thing I was focusing on. And then once I got in that rhythm, I mean, it really felt like I could put the ball wherever I wanted to.
Yeah, I love that you said mindset. And like for now, I know Eric is coaching high school team. AJ's, doing high school too. I'm working with kids 9U, 10U. And for them to understand, like, practice, sometimes we try and be as perfect as possible. But if not, you still got a game in 20, 30 minutes, not to bring whatever you do before the game into that game, knowing that baseball is, one, the hardest sport in the world. And two, your mindset, if it changes one thing, you're going to be better off. So it's hard to teach these young kids. And for you to say that, I really wish my team would be watching this right now to understand it doesn't matter what you do in practice. When those lights come on, man, as a youngster, don't get so frustrated. Just go out there. And same thing for high school kids, man. And I wish as you learn that as a younger age, I think you'd be better off. And for you to say that, that's phenomenal.
Yeah, 100%. It's just like you said. I mean, it's the hardest game out there. You can have games where you execute pitches and you get rocked. You can have games where you don't execute and you're throwing stuff down the middle and they can't hit it for whatever reason. So for me, the biggest thing is I like to just have one or two like kind of anchor things to focus on. So if things speed up, then I go back to, all right, I'm putting my eyes on the target, or I'm getting down the mound. And other than that, I'm kind of just clear mind and rolling with it and trying to be in like a focus zone to where I can adapt. Because at the end of the day, if you see a lot of pitchers and they'll have like the same miss where it's a guy who keeps yanking sliders, and it could be as simple as, hey, you just need to aim up and in a little bit higher. I think people take that kind of for granted, because I know that's kind of been part of my development is instead of trying to change a million things, it's how do I keep it as simple as possible and as repeatable as possible.
Is there anything with the new manager, we talked to Andrew about it, the difference between Tony and Pedro? Is there anything you can specifically say, hey, this is one thing different that from spring? I know it's only been 4 games.
Yeah.
You went through spring. Is there one thing? He said communication and telling guys where they stand. Is there anything for you that he said different than what Tony, that's a different message for the team?
I would say the thing I've really noticed is things are very organized right now, and I think that organization and that structure kind of helps develop like a good foundation to go out and utilize. Because obviously with our team, it's talent's never been the issue. It's just like maximizing what we're doing and being consistent with it. So I think in that sense, he's helping bring the foundation of that consistency.
Hey, Dylan, last one. We got fan questions. I'm just going to pick one. All Starland says, Cease, who are you most close to in the clubhouse? Like, who's your boy in the clubhouse?
Most close to. I mean, most. It's tough because then I got to say, guys, I'm very close with a lot of the guys. Michael, Gio, Jimmy Lambert, Bummer. I really feel like I'm.
No position players?
I mean,
You said Michael, pitcher, Gio, pitcher, Jimmy Lambert, pitcher.
They go do their own thing.
He just said you wanted to buy land with Gavin Sheets.
Yeah, I
and
want to.
Andrew
I'm not the problem. They are.
That's awesome.
You got to get them that bonus check.
If you had one guy you're going to go to lunch with, who would it be? Uh-oh.
We're back. We're good.
One guy.
One guy I'm going to lunch with. Man, it'd probably be Michael. Probably Michael.
All right. I like it.
Kopech? Yep.
Yep.
He says Lance, because Lance will buy.
That's true.
You talk cutters, power seamers up.
Yeah, he doesn't like. He's not a big spin guy. He likes the American muscle way. I like to go with the European way.
You told me this is great. He told me last year, he goes, I'm a power, what did you tell me? A power thumber, power finesse thumber.
Love
Like,
it.
what does that mean? He goes, I strike everybody out with my slider. I don't have to throw the fastball. I just slider and
Now
like, that's a good way to put it.
you jab with the heater and then you throw your haymaker with your off speed.
There you go. I like it. I like it.
Hey, Dylan, we appreciate it, man. Thanks for swinging by. Just like I said to Andrew, I'll say the same thing. Good luck to your squad today, but really good luck to AJ with his first pitch coming up soon. He needs it the most.
I appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
Thanks, man.